People ask me why I am starting yoga teachers training for children. And children are too small to understand why we need to start yoga class for the children, teachers training. I told for adults, I have been taking teachers training for years, and I have seen the range up to where adults can go. Adults, they have already cast their mould, and in that mould they want to operate. They have a limited degree of freedom, adults, whereas children still they haven't cast their mould. The entire life is ahead of them. It is an opportunity for them to cast their mould such a way that they are of great value to the society and they can easily adapt to the changing times. Things are changing very fast. They can adapt themselves very well. That is the reason that I want to start the yoga class for the children. Though to do physical asana, we need flexibility. But adults, since they already have cast their mould, mentally they are not flexible. They have become rigid because it's from childhood. They have grown up in such a way, mentally they are rigid. They don't want to be flexible. Whereas the children, they are physically flexible, mentally flexible, and they can aspire great things in their life, to excel. Every parents aspire their child to be it's a highly intellect. However brilliant you are, when you are highly intelligent, that you can inspire people for a small duration, because from the head center, after certain time, people get bored. Whereas the yoga is a heart message from the heart. Inner blossoming. When you are communicating from the heart, there is no boredom for the people on the other side. Because you have connected to their heart, the people, if you are connecting to the heart, people won't get tired. If I am highly intelligent, people are tired of hearing me. That because the intellect has a limited ability for the heart. When I am communicating from the heart, there is no boredom. If I see a big stone, I call it as a rock. Through the perseverance and patience, if I start working on that stone, that rock, I can bring out a beautiful sculpture out of that one. To bring out the beautiful sculpture, the children are that way. By molding themselves in a right way, they become a great sculpture. They are beautiful, and they can be molded such a way that they are very beautiful for the community. And Isaac Asimov, yesterday I was talking about a great biotechnologist in Russia, born in Russia and grew up in America. He was in Boston school, and he had written so many books, and in one such books he says 1 in 6 million people alone cast their impression on the sand of time. remaining people just get washed away like worms, get unnoticed. That he would have gotten this message from Bhagavad Gita. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Lord Shri Krishna had mentioned that one. He would have gotten the same message. And many people, that 1 in 6 million he says. And we don't remember the billionaires, so many billionaires world has seen, we don't remember anyone. So many celebrities have come and gone, we don't remember anyone. But the very few people make an impression, cast their footprint on the sand of time. The children, the efforts I am bringing in to develop the children, may these children become one such people, leave the impression, cast their impression on the sand of time. And to become someone exceptional, you need intense longing from within. When Napoleon was a child and there was a great palmist, he came to the town. When palmist came to the town and people were queuing up to show their palm, to know about their future. And Napoleon also went there as a small child. And this palmist, looking at this child, you are too small, you go away. No, he said, I want to know my future. So he asked him to show the palm, and Napoleon put his hand forward. That the palmist put some powder onto the palm and blew the powder off so that he could read the palm well. And he said, oh, what a brilliant palm. I haven't seen such a palm all through my life. But only one line is missing. If that line was there, you would have become an emperor. And immediately Napoleon took a knife from his pocket and draw the line on that palm. Where? This line here and one line on the palm. The line is there. Looking at that palm, that palmist, he said, the person of such a willpower, you don't need any lines in your palm. You will become someone extraordinary. That to excel, we need that type of conviction. We want to do that. Napoleon's message. And once in a school day, famous singer Kishore Kumar in 70s, 60s, very famous singer, and even 80s also, and he was invited to a school day function, annual day. And in the school, one child was good in imitating Kishore Kumar. He was singing just like Kishore Kumar. And this school teacher said, Kishore Kumar is coming, why don't you sing? You have such a genius voice, you sing like Kishore Kumar, you sing. So this Kishore Kumar came, he sat on the dais, this boy came and he sang, entire audience were applauding. Such a beautiful voice, had they closed their eyes, they would not have known whether it was Kishore Kumar or this boy. Such a applause. And after he came down, he was feeling so good. Everyone was so happy. Now he wanted to hear what Kishore Kumar wanted to say. And Kishore Kumar, and he started, looked at this boy, you have a beautiful voice. But unfortunately, you have wasted your life imitating somebody else. You have to be original. There is no joy in imitating others. You can't become someone great If you keep on imitating, people will be calling you like he sings like a Kishore Kumar. Imitation, there is no joy. You have to be original. If you are imitating, you cannot become someone extraordinary. You have to be original in your life. And once one of the students, senior students, I asked him, why don't you bring your children to the yoga class? That person said, sir, my children, they are quite good. They go to Bollywood dance class. Their Bollywood dance class, and they are learning Bollywood dancing. That what it was the message for that one in Bollywood dance. What they are doing, they are turning on one Bollywood song and trying to dance like others, trying to imitate. Imitation, you are wasting your time. What Kishore Kumar was saying, you waste your time by imitating. And the sadhana is not a one-day event. Everyone wants to become famous and overnight. Everyone wants to become famous overnight, whereas sadhana, it is not a one-day sadhana. It requires days of practice, years of practice. And if I am impatient in my sadhana, like I am so keen to get the result, my result is the goal, so impatient. Is it? I start this undercutting and cutting corners in the pursuit of success. In the pursuit of success, I will be cutting corners. Patience, sadhana is years of practice is required in sadhana. Years. This Vasudeva Kriya yoga to attract you to come to yoga. See, I have been teaching yoga since 2004, and before that I have been practicing right from childhood. It is not one day affair. You require tremendous patience in your sadhana. A good ear, everyone knows good ear is a tire, and whenever you see an aircraft coming and landing, you see that tire, how it is making contact, and spark also comes and the tire remains intact. Behind that one, good ear, he had that right from the childhood. He was not a wealthy man. He was always thinking, how can I make a rubber strong so that the tires of use, people won't have the rubber won't get burnt off very quickly, and I want to make a strong tire. He was thinking as he was not wealthy, and whenever he used to get some money, he used to go to a shop, the rubber shop, and ask for some piece of rubber, and he used to do experiment, and every time he was a failure. It was not coming good. So one day he he got a bit of money, whatever spare money he had. He asked him went to the shop, sir, give me some piece of rubber. It was the last piece of rubber, and shopkeeper said, take. And he gave that one, and when he was giving that one, rubber slipped from his hand. And there was a fire pan. It fell into that one. And immediately that shop person, he pulled the rubber out of the fire pan. Fire was burning from underneath, and gave it. And he took it home. Rubber had become hard. To his surprise, he came running to the shop, and he said, sir, it has become hard. What did you do? What was in the pan? And he said, I had put sulfur in that one. There was a sulfur in the pan, and he realized, if you have a sulfur, then how to vulcanize a rubber. Vulcanized rubber started from Goodyear. Every day he was thinking, how can I make it strong? Day in, day out, if you are thinking on that one, you will get a door will open for you. As a sadhaka, you should be that way. Day in and day out, I am thinking, how can I make it? How can I make it? When I am doing that one, door opens for you. And another message for the Hewlett Packard. Everyone have heard about that company. When I was doing MBA, it was a case study also. Hewlett and Packard, great friends. They decided to set up a company and many computer peripherals and whatnot, and they were thinking, let us call the company Hewlett Packard. We are equal stakeholders, and should we call it Packard Hewlett or Hewlett Packard? They were discussing. Then they decided, we'll put a toss. Whose name comes first, we'll use that name. They put a toss and Packard won. And Packard said, let us call it Hewlett and Packard. The ability to give it, sacrifice for others is important for a yoga teacher. Not me all the time able to sacrifice personal comfort for the welfare of others differentiates you, sets you apart from others. This is a message from Hewlett and Packard. Mental image plays a very dominant role. The Thomas Edison, one of the greatest scientists world has seen, as a child, he was very naughty and a very dull student. Once his school teacher called his mother and said, your son is such a useless child, we can't teach him in the school. You take him home, do the homeschooling. I can't teach him, such a useless child. Mother brought the child home, Thomas, and mother told the child, your teacher said you are such an extraordinary child. They prefer you to be groomed at home to become someone exceptional. This child believed, and indeed he became one of the brilliant scientists. If you are surrounded people always negative, trying to pull you down, put you down, you become one such person. The mental image, you should be surrounded with positive people. The positive people all the time who inspires you. If your surroundings always talking negative, ill, your image, mental image also becomes like that. Mental image, you are what your mental image is. And in the sadhana, you need to have 2 chambers in your personality. 1 chamber for your outer dealing. Yes, outer dealing you have to deal that outer chamber. Another chamber for yourself, the quietness within. Nobody comes in. It is your private chamber. You need to able to go into your chamber, inner chamber every day. Find tranquility, clarity within. A leader must have serene mind, clarity in thinking. Then only that person becomes someone extraordinary. Unless you are able to go into your inner chamber, you can't handle. As you are scaling up in your life to become someone extraordinary, someone great leader, someone inspirer, as you are scaling up, you will become lonely in your life. Very few people will be able to understand your intention. Many people in the outer chamber, they want to socialize, so many friends, chit chat, laugh and whatever, but a leader is the one willing to take up the role of a leader to scale up. Not many people are willing to follow you. Not many people. You need to lead a lonely life, to alone, try to lead alone, to go within inner chamber. You should be able to go within. And there is a saying, it is easy to become a Christian than to live with Christ. It is easy to become a Buddhist rather than to live with Buddha. It is easy to become a Muslim rather than to live with Prophet Muhammad. And it is said it is easy to become a student of a school rather than to live with a teacher. It is very difficult. The inspirer, so much of ambition is there. Very few people are willing to listen to that one. Everyone wants to say, yes, I am doing, but very few people will understand the burning vision of the leader. And as a child, and my father, when I was in grade 4 or grade 5 school, about 8 years, 9 years, and in a history book I was reading a story of Krishna Devaraya. I asked my father, Krishna Devaraya king, he was there about 5 centuries back. There was a small statue of him also, black and white photo of one statue, Krishna Devaraya. I asked my father, he was there 5 centuries back, why I am still reading about him? My father said, he was such a great king, he dedicated his life for others. That is why you are still reading about him. At the same breath, my father said, you also must lead a life like that. Then, after your time also, people will remember. From that day onwards, it was my mantra. Every day I was telling that mantra. I have come here for a purpose. I will accomplish that purpose. That mantra, right from my childhood, that mental image, despite so many aberrations, distractions, that mental image I did not lose. That mental image made me what I am. Why I am passionately interested in casting the mold, developing our young children to become great leaders, because they are the pillars of our future generation. They can make a difference for the next generation. I want the young teachers with that burning vision, like something triggered me, or something triggered Goodyear, something triggered Edison, or something triggered Napoleon, or something triggered Isaac, great scientist, or Hewlett Packard. Abdul Kalam ji, as a child, and he was saying that when the mind will trigger, we don't know. He was a poor son of a poor fisherman in Rameshwaram, and he was in a government school, Tamil medium school, and he was in the class. The teacher was explaining how birds are flying. He was explaining in the class, Shiva Sundaram Iyer. He was explaining in the class, as the birds are flying, they flap their wings back so that they move forward. However, many times he explained, children were still looking at the teacher as if they did not understand. Then the teacher, Shiva Sundaram Iyer, he thought, why just waste time in the class? Come, let us go outside. And he looked at showed on the sky. Look at that bird, how it is flying. It's flapping and moving forward. And it is going that way. Then this small child, the Abdul Kalam, the ex-president of India, one of the great scientists, then he said, sir, how the aeroplane flies. Such a big plane, it carries so many people, how it flies. The teacher said, Shiva Sundaram Iyer, I haven't gone to the airport so far, I haven't seen aeroplane myself. How can I answer? And then the small boy, he said, is it not quite amazing? Amazing how aeroplane flies. Then, looking at the keenness of this boy, Shiva Sundaram Iyer, teacher said, why don't you design a rocket such that it will go to moon? That message stuck to Abdul Kalam, a poor man, I have to design a rocket. I have to design a rocket. As a small child, it was there, it was gone deep within. I have to design a rocket, and he joined ISRO rocket launching, and he was the father of the rocket for India. He wrote a book also, The Fire on the Wings. There's that inspiration, we do not know what triggers, what is the trigger point for the child. Such motivational messages, when they start hearing, there will be a trigger point in their life. It will trigger, we don't know which child becomes what. Maybe the child can become a great organizational head, or a country head, or a global leader. We don't know what is contained in the child. We have to give avenues for the children to explore this one. May something triggers you also, so that you become a great source of inspiration for generations to come. That is the message for the young students, aspiring students who have the whole life in front of them to shape it.